What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. So the Decimation had started the other day, and I've been playing it since, just in generally working on obtaining one of the Berserker Cruisers and collecting any miscellaneous tech I may want or need. I have a separate goal from everyone else is trying to use the Berserker Cruiser for, because it doesn't have the range boost or anything like that, doesn't have any of the tech boosters that it needs. So for now, it's more or less a useless ship other than for an escort. And what I mean by that is put it in with a PvE fleet just so when someone jumps your fleet you have something that can do high damage to their fleet and ignore the vast majority of the shielding or heavy damage to them. And besides, their shield will be stripped off very quickly and their resistance will mean nothing to the void damage, so having one of them in with a fleet like this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish out and get the last Guardian in, and I'm going to take and set the formation up in a separate way. I don't know what formation I'm going to go with yet, but I'll put the carrier and it towards the back with all the other ships out front. It'll be a reserve ship so that the others can still be PvE, and it'll just kind of sit off to the back no matter what. But other than that, I've been playing the Decimation. So far, I don't know why, but it seems a little bit easier this time around than it did last time. The repair time I average is anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. I've been taking about 35 to 40 minutes for repair time so far. Not once have I gone above that repair time. And the longest was that I did this time was 42 minutes. But that was about it. And so far what I've been doing is just focusing on collecting anything I may need or want. So next thing I go after will most likely be the ship, its weapons, and I'll go after the tungsten armor. I already have the explosive. I've got most of what I could need or want. Wait, there's one thing. I want to try and get the Paladin Elite credit because my Paladin is already level 3, and during the next mobilization I'm going to get up to a 4 and a 5, and I'll just need the Elite credit, so I'll have it ready. So the Decimation prizes are fairly straightforward for me. The Berserker Cruiser and its weapons for as an escort ship. I do not have the shields or anything like that for. I don't think anyone does. If you do, well, that's good for you. You can keep it. The next thing I'm going to try and unlock will be... Oh yeah, I need to get the Harmonic Beam Capacitor level 3. So the prize list I would recommend getting is Twin Fire Beam level 1, Harmonic Beam Capacitor level 3, the NL Tungsten Armor, as well as the Explosive Armor, so you can mix the two so you can put each one. I usually don't do more than one type of armor per ship, so I put one of each, just for the benefit. The next up, again, I would never recommend anything above the level 1 Harmonic Exophase Shield just because it goes massively up in repair time but doesn't gain much of anything else. It doesn't gain any increased harmonic benefits at all. It still remains the 1, so the best one that I'd have to recommend would still be level 1. And then for the Guardian Cruiser, I'd recommend just the Pulse Cannon level 1, just because the damage per second, how easily it can be built. And the reason I stick with level 1 stuff is it's got lower build time, and I don't much so care for the extra damage because it's regardless for what I attack. Last up is the resources. I don't know if I'm going to collect them because this time around I've already got the fleet upgrading, so I don't really need that. The main thing I'm going after is ships and tech this time around instead of resources. But with all of that said, let's jump out here. And so far I've timed it perfectly. I attack and then I do the minor repairs on my ship every time. Oh hey, perfect timing. Hello 65. But another Guardian Cruiser finished today, so I'm just jumping through that. And I have one Punisher left in that group, and then it'll be replaced by the next set of ships. I started another low-level set of ship builds that I'm going to be playing around with and showing off later. For now, their builder will remain quietly a secret. but they are being produced and built up. It's just a matter of how long will it take before they're completely built up and whatnot. And that aside, overall thoughts of the game, yet again, drastically in need of rebalancing and in general improvements and stuff like that. Basically what everyone wants for the game. The overall balance of the game has shifted so catastrophically that a single tier 6 ship is basically the strength of an entire, when it's fully fitted, tier 3 fleet. And that's not how you balance the game, in my opinion. Each one should be stronger than the last, but not to the point where when you get to one fleet, the smaller fleet can't compete against it. And before anyone says anything, if you strip a Xeno ship down and use a mixture of weapons, you can get it to go below level 65 gauge so you can harass lower levels. Still, and I don't know if Kixeye did that intentionally, but regardless, it's still a thing that happens. And that aside, there wasn't much else I wanted to talk about today. Oh well, carrier's taking damage, nothing I can do to stop that. But so far the Decimation has been fairly straightforward and quiet for a change. Not much has been going on. Everything's been fairly quick and simple. I think I actually took over 45 minutes repair time. The time I decide to record a video, it screws me over. But so far it's been fairly easy and going for the Decimation. I've just been hitting the 65s, and it occurred to me that you all may not be able to take on the higher level things with your fleets, but you should be able to farm the low level ones in mass using lower tier fleets. Battleships and Midgard, no, not Midgard, just battleships and a few cruisers. Cruisers to tank damage from the Reapers while the battleships do the work should be more than enough for you to be able to do just about anything you want and get what you need to start advancing. But you're going to need all 7 fleets of a certain fitting, so it's going to take you a little while to get them. So while you're working through them and getting to the more advanced tech, I'd recommend just building smaller tier 3 fleets in mass of probably 2 battleships and 4 cruisers, or reverse that if you need the opposite and go with 4 battleships and 2 cruisers. Tanky cruisers, of course, so less weaponry but more armor, just to keep the enemy focused. You'll have longer repair time on them, but just do minimal repair time on your battleships, so basically strip them naked and have no armor on them, but have shielding to at least give them some protection. For other things, there's not much else in the prize list in here, so I can't recommend anything, and I completely skipped out on the sector strike. And the frigates were what was in it, and I can't say that I hate frigates, because they're one of my favorite classes in the game. They're just one of the ship-back classes that, no matter how I see it when I play with a frigate, I can't hate it. Because it's too fun just to play around with it. Same being said with destroyers, and frigates and destroyers complement each other quite well, regardless of what others may think. Get a proper fitting on both so that they complement the opposite, and you can take on just about any player fleet out there. But that's going to be it for this video, everybody. If you liked the video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. The views are just as important. And as always, I'll see you later.